Homeland Security announced new restrictions on passengers traveling to the U.S. from 3 countries battling Ebola. Starting tomorrow, new flight restrictions will go into effect, requiring anyone traveling from Liberia, Guinea, or Sierra Leone to land at one of 5 U.S. airports. Those are New York's JFK, Newark, Washington, Dulles, Atlanta, or Chicago, where enhanced screening measures are now in place. Texas Congressman McCaul has been calling for tougher travel restrictions to help stop the spread of Ebola.
KXAN's Aaron Cargile spoke today with the congressman about his reaction to these new airport rules.
Well, I think it's a positive step forward. I talked to the secretary yesterday about this plan. So anybody traveling from the 3 affected countries, regardless of where they're routed through, will end up in points of entry at these 5 airports in the United States, will automatically receive secondary screening, and a Coast Guard health official will be greeting them and testing them for, observing them for Ebola symptoms.
You've also said in past interviews that we need to fight Ebola at the source. How do you do that?
Great question. I think with any threat, you want to fight that threat overseas or at the source, in this case in Africa, before it can spread any further and infect people in the United States. There is some promising news on that level. There's a vaccine that's being developed at Walter Reed Hospital right now that's going through clinical trials with humans. We believe we can deploy these maybe as early as December to Liberia and the other 2 countries to look at clinical trials over there with a full inoculation plan by possibly as early as springtime. This would completely eradicate the disease at its source if it works.
Congressman McCaul also told us today he spoke with the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security about a possible temporary ban on visas to and from the affected countries. That proposal would include an exception for medical personnel.